Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Chat. In this video, we are going to talk about the last minute dash to earn the Kaito airdrop, which just got announced yesterday. And basically, there's a lot of stuff you got to know about. I've already covered all of that, but I'm going to talk a bit about some of the things you can do to take part. And as always, this is an Ask Me Anything, so make sure you post any questions you have here. I know a lot of you were asking questions on my last video. I don't like to make the other videos go very long because then they end up not getting as many views and people say, oh, it's very unfocused and blah, blah, blah. So this is your opportunity to ask questions if you have them as well. So with that being said, coming live to you on YouTube as well as Twitter. Remember, I'm just a guy on YouTube, so make sure if you haven't already, follow me wherever you're watching from, whether that's Twitter or on YouTube. Probably both would be nice. And just remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Also, you can follow my wallet on Bank for EVM. And if you want access to my services, they're linked down below. Now, one of the things that I have constantly preached for the last at least month or so is the importance of Kaito. What Kaito is doing is, and by the way, I refreshed this to see if I got more yaps, and I did. Went a little above the 90.1 mark now, which is great. Let me tell you guys, Kaito is a very different type of social fi. It's one where it's not just about how many followers you have, it's about the quality of the content that you have. And they have an AI algorithm that actually looks at the content, sees if it's relevant based on the topics that they want discussed, and then they will reward yaps accordingly. To put in perspective, there's only 25,000 yaps that are given out on a daily basis, which means that it is very hard to earn them. Now, I will talk a bit about the value proposition and what's going on, but from a project perspective, these are very powerful because this actually is a great carrot to get people to talk about your project and get real, authentic engagement. What Polkadot, for example, used to do was they used to pay influencers who made threads like Threadzers, like Artizer, to go out and make these bullshit threads that really got no engagement. They paid them 5 or 6 figure sums and got zero return. Here, you get yaps if you get quality engagement and you provide quality content. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you do so. I put the link to join below. The reason you should join is obviously the Kaito airdrop will be happening. And now there's no restrictions on joining. Before you had to have a certain follower count or something that no longer exists. So get started. Now, Canelio found this earlier today, and I want to make sure I give him credit because a lot of people are just reposting what he found without doing so. And what happened, and the sad part is they're doing it so that they can get the yaps. But basically, the account that found the Genesis NFTs created the token on Base, which is crazy. So when he posted this and people started talking about this, Yuhu, who's the CEO of Kaito, the founder, said people are spotting our token deployment on chain. Not officially live yet, only trust official communications from us in relation to allocation numbers and anything else related. Appreciate the excitement. More information to come later this week, which is fantastic, right? Now, one of the things that has happened is the price of the NFT continues to skyrocket. Now, a couple days ago, 2 days ago, in fact, when the price or when the Kaito NFT or the Kaito airdrop was announced, I basically was like, oh my God, I just sold mine for like 8 something ETH. I had bought it for like 7. So I'm like, all right, I got to bridge some funds over from Backpack Exchange. Took a while. I got it at 9 Ethereum, and I sort of said why I was buying it, right? Like the reality was we would get a huge spike, then a correction, then we keep seeing that thing. Now, if you want to see me talking about that, I have basically like full threads here, right? Like with the Kaito Genesis NFT, people got impatient, the chart took a breather, and they sold it to offers. This is why when you look at Magic Eden, you see what sell is. What sell means is they sold into offers. Otherwise, you'd always see buy when that happens, right? Every single time the NFT was in price discovery, the price shoots up significantly, and then people start dumping into offers as they get impatient. I've been flipping the NFT since its launch because, the reality is there's a lot of money to be made in this, right? If you see how illiquid this is, if you've got the money, it becomes a really easy play. Like I bought one for 6, I sold it for 9, I bought one for like 7, I sold it for 8. And most recently, like literally like 2 hours, maybe 2-3 hours ago, I made 2.8 ETH. Why? Because I sold the NFT again. Why? Well, I saw the NFT has amazing value. I've seen it correct many times after timeline euphoria. And if you go on OpenSea, literally because of their farming program, you can get a discounted fee of 0.5 versus the 2.5 you normally pay. And then you select 0% of founders, because honestly, like who wants to give them half an ETH? Forget that. Give majority of profits. Basically, I'm going to show you the on-chain proof, because guys, I'm not here LARPing. Everyone else does. I bought this 2 days ago, as I showed, and 9 Ethereum for the NFT, listed it for 11.9, and literally like it sold within seconds, right? And I got 11.84, right? So I only paid 0.06 ETH in fees, just so you know. I really think that, it's so profitable. Now, let me tell you something. After this happened, right? I said I've seen it correct many times. What happened? Well, just take a look. So this NFT has corrected again. This happens. Like if you trade something a lot, you start knowing the tendencies, right? Right now, if I wanted, I could literally buy one for 11.15 ETH. Why is that? Well, because people will dump into my offer. So I could literally have made 0.7 ETH and still have the NFT if I wanted. What I think is going to happen is it's going to come down a bit more, maybe around 10, and then I'll buy, right? No reason for me to jump in yet, but literally just watch the trend of the NFT. Like I've gone through this so many times. I've made so much Ethereum off this. I don't need to resort to meme coin scamming or any of this stuff like all these other guys do. So just something to keep in mind. If you want to know how to play the game here for Kaito, follow me. All these other people, these idiots are posting when it's at the top and top blasting. I'm giving you guys the game. There's so many people posting about Kaito because they want to earn yaps. I like to provide actual genuine content that can help you guys. I'm not in the game of just trying to farm yaps. I want to provide value to you guys, which obviously means that if you find value, you will follow me, right? So I do have a reason for this, obviously, but I think it's a way better reason than most. Now, something else I want to tell you guys is YapTrade. Now, I'm not affiliated with this. I'm not getting paid for this or anything like that. What I will tell you is for YapTrade, I did put $1,000 into their pre-sale. I mentioned this on my last video about this, and I didn't know this was going to happen, right? Like, how do I know? But basically, if you send $1,000 like I did to the pre-sale, you actually secure a whitelist. Now, I didn't know at the time, but that's a nice bonus. And you can check if you're whitelisted right here. I have an allocation of 0.16 Ethereum, which is pretty nice. And I believe the whitelist goes live very soon. I'm not sure why it's not up here yet, but it will be if you go on DAO's World, which I did link in the description below. If you are whitelisted, you should be able to join momentarily. I believe it's any second now. But you can see here the tokenomics are available, 1.5 billion YT total supply. Sort of see who it's going to. And basically, why do you want to hold YT? Well, the most important reason, you get priority access to all deals, including airdrop voting and smart follower deals. So there's such a imbalance currently on sort of the sell side. Like there's not as many people buying as there is selling. So because of that, like I believe the next deal is Monday, which is tomorrow, going for 5 million votes. Basically, they're looking to have a way to sort of prioritize people. So having YT is very important. If you stake for rewards, you earn double-digit APR yield on your YT holdings. I could care less about staking. If you know me, you already know I hate that. Revenue buybacks, we use revenue for YT buybacks and other strategic investments. Part of this is also buying the Genesis NFT because they want to have more of the voting power. And then unlock potential fee discounts as a YT holder and staker. So right now you pay a certain small fee. You get rid of it. So fantastic. And then governance, once again, who cares about that stuff? It's whatever. Now, definitely worthwhile in my opinion. So I put $1,000 in. I do have a whitelist. I will be doing that once it comes up. And just so you know, the launch timeline, less than 2 hours. So literally 12 minutes ago, it should have went live for 12 hours for the whitelist. If mine's not working, I'm just going to go talk to them in their Discord. Immediately after, the 0.1 ETH guaranteed whitelist round will open at 7. CET running until 7 CET 7:12, and then basically it's supposed to fill quickly, so it'll be ready. Token generation event happens quickly after, and the public sale tokens are airdropped shortly after the token generation event. One thing I will mention, because it's not here, is if you sent your public sale funds, if you got involved and you sent it through an exchange, make sure you reach out to them to let them know where to send it. You got to sort of prove that it came from you. But if they airdrop it to the exchange, you're not going to get any money. So just make sure if you did fund it from a public wallet that's not yours, that you get it, okay? So that is pretty much all I wanted to talk about here. And lastly, what I'll say is, whenever you have things like Kaito come up, right? You have these bozos, these complete imbeciles who create these unrealistic expectations. They'll tell you a Yap is $100, it's $400, it's $1,000. Every single time it's going to be even more insane, right? And they say these things because they want engagement. If they tell you, oh my God, a Yap is $20,000, oh my God, I'm gonna like this post, amazing, hopium, blah, blah, blah. No, all these guys do is set unrealistic airdrop expectations. Do not fall for them. I see crypto Twitter and YouTube people fall for this time and time again. Remember ZK Sync? How many influencers promised you the world if you just bridged $5, right? And how much did you get? If you follow what I showed you, and it was, wasn't very easy to do, but if you did it, you got $30,000 deposited directly to your wallet. That's what happens when you follow real people giving you real alpha. Not these imbeciles who just want to say, oh my God, ZK Sync's going to make you a millionaire. Just bridge $5 and do 1 or 2 transactions. Yeah. And then people get pissed at the project. No, it's not the project's fault. It's the influencer's fault. You got to hold these influencers accountable. All these guys, oh, Yap's $100, App's 500. Yeah, right. I can't see a world where a Yap is over 100. There's no, like it would be blow my mind. I can't, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, just think about how many Yaps some people have. Some people have 2,000 Yaps, right? So what? They're getting $200,000? Come on, right? I have like 90 Yaps. So what? I mean, $9,000. I would love that. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that's realistic. But guess what's happening? With all these engagement tweets, people are more and more farming Kaito. They're using ChatGPT and all this bullshit to clog up the timeline with nonsensical posts, telling people to follow them, whatever. You see these big accounts come out trying to farm Yaps now that it's somewhat not too late, but they're just putting low quality in. If you go out there and post actual quality, post tweets, speak your mind. This is what this whole thing's about, right? Build your brand. I keep talking about this. Build your brand, post some authentic, unique content, and as long as it's interesting, you get engagement, that's all you need. So do that, all right? So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about Kaito. I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped by it. Like, very rarely do you get a cook this big. The last time I was this excited about an airdrop, it was Hyperliquid. Very unique. So I think this is one of those things that will actually, like, while it likely will dump, because I don't see what the value of having the Kaito token is early on, unless they are very strategic in the way they do this, like projects are bidding on Kaito token to buy them for marketing, whatever. I don't know. But I think this is really going to be the key. So once we find out what that looks like, we'll have more details. I'm still leaning toward dumping this airdrop. I'm not going to short it, but I will dump it. Okay. All right. We got, let's see who's in here. Depending on how many questions we get asked, it might be a short AMA. So we'll see. We got Murray here first. Okay. We got NW, yo. NW, what is that picture of? You have it on, but I don't recognize it. Mike Bennett, down the hall. What's down the hall? You down the hall for me? Sup, gent? Hey, how's it going, Polo? I'm too old to know what a Yap is. Well, no, Yap. Have you never heard like a girl's yapping? They're yapping. I mean, they're just talking too much, right? So a Yap in this case, that's sort of where they got the term from, right? Somebody's yapping too much. And what a Yap does basically is you earn it as part of the Kaito program. And, I've linked all that stuff in the description. If you want to join, I put my referral code in there. Basically what it does is it's basically like, it's like basically credit system for you doing well and sharing insightful content, and the Yaps will turn into dollars eventually. You can even sell your Yaps, right? So YapTrade DAO, which I linked, right? They're doing the tokenomics. but they usually pay $1.25 per Yap right now. So not bad. They do this weekly. So if you got 100 Yaps, it's $125 every single week. The NFT pays about $1,000 a week when you go with it. So it's pretty sweet. Sorry, I thought the last video was the AMA. Yeah, not a problem. What entry price would you buy Sol at using your borrow buy sell method? 175. 175 to 179. That's what I'm waiting for. Now, I'll be honest with you. Let me show you something. So in my country, I live in Dubai right now. We have this app called Weo Personal. The beauty about this app is it allows you to buy directly from your bank account, right? So I go to investments, and I'll show you guys on the screen in a second. I can go to crypto. You can see here, I can basically buy any crypto on here, right? I can buy Axie Infinity, Chainlink, Dogecoin, whatever. I can buy Ethereum, right? So right now the price of Ethereum is $26.74. And I can buy this directly from my bank account. So I'm waiting for Sol and ETH to hit certain levels, and I'm going to put like a bunch of money from my bank account here into it. And then when it recovers, I sell it, put it back in my bank, and no taxes, baby. This is amazing. I'm thinking about selling my Sol for ETH. What do you think about it? I don't like where Solana. I mean, let's be honest. This is where the Solana ecosystem has been. I think there's a lot more utility to Sol. I've always leaned more toward Ethereum. I don't think you can go wrong having Sol though. Don't let these small things influence it, because there's a lot of builders on Sol, and I think they give pumped out fun, and these scammers give it a bad name. But Tommy, let me tell you a little story, okay? There's a reason why the Solana ecosystem has gone this way. If we think back to last cycle, right? Ethereum was completely unusable. Ethereum mainnet was terrible. You want to buy an NFT? $100, please. You want to do a transaction? $50, $100, $200, $300, and you don't know if it works. So people didn't flip things. What happens? When you have an ecosystem, right? Because this is prior to the L2s, right? When you have an ecosystem where people literally, it will cost them more to flip stuff than it's worth, people just hold on to stuff, right? So we didn't have base, we didn't have Arbitrum, right? We didn't have any of these things. So what would happen was, in the absence of L2s, Ethereum was like something you bought and hold. Not because people there were believers, but because it cost too much to do anything else. When the Solana ecosystem came out, oh look, it's almost like basically free to do transactions. What did that incentivize? People doing non-stop flipping. And when you start doing non-stop flipping a ton of times, you get even more scams. Like, don't get me wrong, there were scams with ICOs on Ethereum, right? That was the case. But the reason scams are so much more on Sol, it's not because the people are better. It's just because on Sol, at the time, you built this culture where it was very easy to do things. Very fast, very efficient, very cheap. Great. Now let's set up a casino here. The casino was not set up on Ethereum. The casino started getting set up on Ethereum once they invented like blobs and once they had L2s and stuff, right? That's why all these scammers, they can't even come up with new things. They just create a new skinned version of Pumped Out Fun. Pumped Out Fun is one of the worst things that happen in this space. Listen, it's a free market, so I'm not gonna like sort of shame people. You can do whatever you want, but you cannot go to the casino, lose all your money, and then cry foul. You can't do that, right? And it's sad because there's a lot of people I know who have completely ruined this cycle for themselves because they went there. If they didn't go there, they could make it, right? Because remember, there will be an altcoin season. What's going to happen is you're going to be sitting there with, you know, bags of millions of tokens that are worth $0 if you go to the casino. And meanwhile, a lot of us are sitting on ETH, Sol, Bitcoin, right? And then a bunch of alts that, which I will make a video on my portfolio, and like I will be ranking tokens very soon. I know I promised that video like before I came to Dubai. Gotta do it. So I personally would not, like, if you're selling Sol for ETH, right now, I think ETH still goes to 2,200. I'll be honest, 22, 2,100. Sol, I think Sol is way stronger of a token. Probably it's going to stop at 179, 180, 175 to 179 is the range. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future. I don't have a time machine. If you do, definitely lend me it. but that is sort of the way I'm looking at this. The downside on Sol is way less right now, in my opinion. And obviously we know 130 is like that is like Hodor level of strength. You know, it's not gonna like break through like that. That is like against the world kind of holding. So, okay, hope that helps. Brew, how's it going? What do I think about XRP memes? Trash. Like, here's the thing. There's a fake notion that you need to be jumping on memes on every chain. And the thing is, there are a few people on every chain who will propagate this because why? They're making money every time you do it. Can you make money off XRP memes like XRPL and whatever? Maybe, right? But I would rather go to a casino where there's way more volume, way more people. Because in Sol, the Sol casino at least, when these memes get destroyed, there's enough people to come back and revive the token. That does not exist on other chains. When those memes die on other chains, that's it. Like, you got one shot, right? There's not enough liquidity. There's not enough people. There's no volume. Why would you want to get into an XRP meme when the majority of people don't even know how to buy that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Make it easy for yourself. If you truly have to trade memes, make it so people can buy them easy, right? That's why we talk about listings and everything. Who's going to list an XRP meme? I haven't seen it. Maybe it happens, but I don't think it's very frequent. Think about Sol. That's probably the best way to do it. Am I looking at pre-sale? Couple of things. So there are the pre-sale for YT I did, and there was another pre-sale I did earlier tonight. Let me show you guys. I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you asked, let me just find it. Let me just log in first with this thing. All right, let's bring it up here. So this is Fableborn. I bought 92 tickets for this NFT of sorts. They have 1,800 NFTs in total. These oversubscribed by almost 24 times. By the odds, I should win 3 NFTs. Every ticket of mine that does not win gets refunded. So each of these tickets is 50 Ronin, which was like $64 total. I bought 92 of them, I think it's like 6K or 7K, I can't remember. But basically, any ones I don't win, I get refunded in Ronin. So it's not bad. And obviously see the demand. So I bought these because, in my opinion, I think this NFT will be worth significantly higher than 50. So seemed like a no-brainer to me. Did I sort out my YouTube payments problem? No, I did not, but I could care less. Like, what that should tell you, by the way, is I get paid like nothing on YouTube. And if I got $0 from YouTube, my biggest concern is just growing my following. The $50, $60, $100 a month means nothing. But I should probably get onto it at some point. I just don't just got too many things going on, What is my opinion on the Foxy NFT coming up on Linea? So I heard in order to be whitelisted for that thing, you had to have $75 worth of Foxy token, and you get some Foxy airdrop to you, as well as you might get some Linea airdrop. Personally, I'm good. I ain't touching that. Once again, I'm done with Linea farming. I got my LXP and my LXPL. Just give us the damn airdrop. We got 6 weeks left in Q1. So where's our airdrop? There are 2 actions that I will be taking, by the way. Action 1 is I'm selling 100% of all Linea tokens that I earn. That part, you can take it to the bank, okay? Straight up, you should know me by now to know that I'm never holding on to any of these. The second, and I shared this today on Twitter. If you haven't read this article yet, definitely do so. How to maximize your airdrops. I talk about how to short them and how you can make a lot of money doing so. Definitely, I'll put this article, I'll link it in the description later. But basically, I talk about why short and how to short and all that stuff. I'll be doing that with Linea, okay? I think it's going to be very profitable. I've been very profitable doing some Berachain, doing some IP and whatever. So it's going to be great, okay? So I have all that stuff. We'll talk about that later. Or not even later, nobody just go and read the article. And let me know, give me your feedback. My first article. Want to see if you guys want to see more of that kind of stuff. Would I participate in Berachain? No. Is it another cabal? I don't know if it's another cabal, but there was a lot of people who are very vocal about stuff. Like, this is just the reality of crypto. I'm not like this, by the way. If they have a big bag in something, they want you to join it, right? And yes, maybe it's because they have a lot more confidence, but it's easy to be confident when you're up a lot of money and you're just getting more meat shields. I'm not saying that they all think that way, but that's the inevitable conclusion. Compare this to me. I got a ton of Pepe, a ton of Hype, a ton of ETH and Sol. I'm not telling you guys to buy ETH here. I'm telling you, in fact, I would not buy ETH here, right? I don't pump my bags. I tell you guys unbiasedly what I think is the right move. I don't tell you stuff that influences, like, that will help me. I'm like, oh, guys, I got ETH. You got to buy it. You got to buy it. No, I'm telling you the truth. I would not buy ETH until it's 2100. You know, maybe things change. Maybe it goes to 3,000. Then we can flip it and be more bullish. But until then, I think we're more likely, we can pay the probabilities to us downtrend, and then we can buy, right? Right now, Sol's 188. 179. That's what I'm waiting for. 179 to 175. Okay. The best way to start from scratch is to post quality content. Yes, that's correct. So if you want to earn yaps, don't beg for follows. Do not beg for yaps. Do not beg for like reply, whatever. No, just post quality content. Do it consistently. That will get you followers, and that will get you yaps. Let me sort of explain to you how this flywheel works. Like, forget yaps for a second. Why do you guys follow me? If I showed up every single time and I was like, guys, just subscribe, and then the video was done, I didn't ever provide you value, would you do that? Probably not. Some of you, I provide value and you still don't subscribe. So like, what does that tell you, right? Like, that's the reality of it. Like, you've got to understand, the more you provide value, the more people go, wait a second, I don't want to risk not seeing the content. Right? They're not doing it because they like me. Maybe you do, but most people are doing it more because they want the alpha than because they like me. Hopefully it's both. But if you make it such that it would be a mistake for people not to follow or subscribe to you, that's where you want to be. And that's the sort of level of alpha you want to provide, right? A lot of big accounts, they're big accounts. They were early. They didn't have to put as much work in, right? And now they just post bullshit like GM or GN, and that's it. GM, let me know if you're around, or GM, what ticker should I ape? Like some BS engagement farm every single day. It's a joke. You could never do that to grow your account. You can only do that stuff once you already have a following, and I think that's complete slop. Top 3 airdrop I'm farming right now. The number 1 airdrop I'm farming right now is definitely Kaito. I just say, like, you know, yaps are super like important. I also am just doing this to build my Twitter presence, right? Second airdrop, probably like so here's the thing. I do passive airdrops all the time. So if you're like wondering, oh, like, Brown Chan, are you farming base? Well, I'm using base a ton, right? I'm also using layer 0 a ton when I bridge and do activities, right? I'm doing a lot more of building money, right? So like, for example, earlier tonight, I was just sharing with you guys, I made 2.84 ETH. Well, I sold my NFT on OpenSea. So I farmed that one, right? I bridged my Ethereum that I sold the funds to base again, use layer 0. So all of these things are passive that are, I say passive, but like basically I'm not actively farming it, right? It's just part of the process of me making money, right? So like, I made 7,400 US on that Kaito NFT. You know what I'm saying? And I know this because I sent 300 to another wallet. I used 3,000 to pay off. Like I, in my mind, every time I take a loss, I take a note of it. So I lost $3,000 with Loop Finance because they're a scam. Well, that's $3,000. That's 7,400 gone, right? In my mind. So I just clear every time I take a loss. I have books. I write down everything. So I would say I'm doing a lot of that. So when there's a next layer 0 airdrop, if there's a base airdrop, if there's an OpenSea airdrop, all those things are happening simultaneously, right? And then other things I'm farming that, like, you know, probably are like important is like Camino Finance. So season 3, right? I got so many points on so many walls doing the, you know, lend, borrow strategy, right? So, you know, right now I'm just waiting. They're lending money. I'm lending, but I'm not borrowing. I'm waiting for those price targets, and then I'm going to go ham. I'm also on Eclipse, right? So Eclipse is another one. Once again, somewhat passive. I have funds there now. I'm not really turbo tapping much, but every now and then I mint an NFT or do whatever. And then finally, like Karuro. I showed this earlier. They have a play to airdrop. I think it ends in like a few days. definitely get into that if you haven't already. I should earn a lot of Karura tokens, so I think it's worthwhile. I have a guide to that as well. Do I think alts can recover? It's not looking too good at the moment. Do I think alts can recover? Yeah, of course. Like alts need Bitcoin to be stable, and you gotta look at it this way. Like Bitcoin is like a bus, right? And until it stops driving, the altcoins are on it, and the altcoins do badly when Bitcoin does badly. And alts only need a reason to go down. They need a reason to go up. It's only once Bitcoin is topped and once we've got like good conditions that the money starts flowing downwards. Otherwise, people wouldn't want to have their money risked. But I thought about having my wife do a cameo on my channel. Let me tell you something. I would never bring any female on YouTube. If you guys know anything about people on YouTube and the internet, it is literally like a cesspool, and you just get bullshit comments. So nobody would ever be like, no females are going on my channel ever. Am I still holding that massive speculation Pepe? Yes, I am. I will be buying even more. I haven't yet. The nice thing is I'll tell you guys, I bought some Pepe around like X12 or whatever. So that one's obviously down like 20%. But a lot of my Pepe is in the green. Why? Because I bought it much lower, right? So the most latest buy is down, but the ones prior to it aren't. I mean, obviously, I'm up stuck because it 2.5x or almost 3x, and I didn't take profit. That's on me, but it's fine. The reason I haven't bought more yet is because of the Ethereum move. So once I get some structure with Ethereum, then I'll do more. Okay. Got to launch a meme coin commemorating KOL insiders, front running followers, KOL bait, the late show with Stephen Colbert. Nice. Cool. That'd be sick. Are you gonna do that? Yeah, I remember in 2021, 2022, it once asked me for $150 for a transaction and it failed. Yeah, exactly. This is why people were just like, no. The stupid people are the ones who saw that happen and then were like, I'm never using Ethereum again. I'm like, yeah, but there's L2s. You can sell a transaction now. It's whatever. Is anyone planning on buying the Foxy NFT on Linea? I personally would not. $75. I'd rather just save it. It's up to you though. It's whatever. Any thoughts on the Solana restaking ecosystem? Nope, I don't like it. Why would you? Solana was fine. I haven't touched Fragmatic or Adrestia. I don't know. Here's the thing. So Fudge Zero, let me put it this way for you. Right now, there are massive volatility swings in Sol. So you could do one of two things. You could give your edge to somebody else and earn a small percentage deal. Or you can use the lend borrow strategy and just make oodles and oodles and oodles of money if you're smart, strategic, and you just wait for actual dips. So for example, because I'm not using Solana restaking, right? I have hundreds of Sol. And what I'm going to do is once Sol hits 175 to 179 range, I'm going to be buying or borrowing USDC or whatever stable coin is a decent APY, and I will be buying more Sol at that rate, right? And then once it recovers, I will be dumping that Sol, cashing out. That's going to make me so much more than any of these restaking ecosystems, okay? True. Oh, I'm assuming you're saying that about XRP memes. Cool. Thoughts on Hyper presale? I haven't looked at it. Is that the NFT or what? Was the intent of staking Eigenlayer way back when? To try. I never staked Eigenlayer. I staked Ethereum with Eigenlayer, but I did not stake Eigenlayer token. I want to make sure that's very clear. I told you guys I sold 100% of my Eigenlayer airdrop. I never ever stake with them. I thought it was a stupid move. The people who did lost a bunch of money. That's on them. I told them. I even sold my Eigen on the pre-market for way higher prices than it ended up being. So, yeah. Am I minting the Merkle NFT? I looked at it, the unfair and the whatever. I'm still on the fence. Where do you find all your pre-sales? I put in the time and the work, man. That's the reality of it. I'm literally constantly on there, just constantly doing work, man. People think it's easy. I'm literally doing crypto 24/7. Go to the gym, eat, come back crypto. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on Astronova? I have no idea. Like I said, there's too many things going on for me to keep on top of everything. If I haven't heard about it, it's probably garbage. Like I probably like saw this or somebody talked about it as garbage. Proof of humanity on Linea. Yeah, I think that happened weeks ago. I checked, I was good. There was a way to know if you're green or. I posted on Twitter actually, Pseudo Geek. I posted exactly what you had to do, and I made a video covering it 2 weeks ago, I think. So yeah, I know I've updated. Like I didn't have to update. Mine was good, but if you haven't, definitely do it. Brother, you tell the truth. That's why you have a genuine community, unlike those commercial channels who only want to grow. Yeah, appreciate that. But the problem is, because I'm not willing to sell out and lie to you guys, it does hurt my growth. It's the truth. If my video was instead, guys, this is about to happen. You're going to make $1 million if you do this thing. You know how many more views I'd have? It's the reality of it. But I appreciate the kind comments, and yeah, crypto banter is dog shit. They're like Ran or whatever. Crypto Man Ran is one of the worst people in the space. I'm hoping Camino price. Yeah, it could. I don't know, but if DeFi does well, I can see that happening. Do I think the L2s are keeping ETH down? Of course it is. I think the L2s need to be paying way higher tax rates to Ethereum. Number one, the fact that it's so profitable means that ETH's not being burned as much, and now ETH's actually inflationary. Not the worst thing, but once again, when you see like Coinbase is literally doing the same thing Pumped Out Fun is, which is taking the money off chain, selling it, whatever, not the best, right? Why are NFT on Say so cheap? Because the Say ecosystem is complete shit. Do not stay there. I try to talk to the actual like leadership team at Say, and they had no interest in talking to me about anything to turn things around. All they wanted to do was throw some money at their friends to basically talk about how Say is so great. So once that happened, I sold every single Say I had. I sold every single NFT. Those NFTs will continue to go down. If you stay on the Say ecosystem, be prepared to underperform massively. These guys are a bunch of shysters. Hyperlane. What? What's Hyperlane? If I don't know how to trade, is the best way of farming Hyperliquid just by hedging? No, that's horrible. You're just gonna lose money. Huh? Like if you want to farm Hyperliquid, like by the way, we don't have any confirmation that there will be like there's no confirmation that there will be another Hyperliquid airdrop specifically for use, but you should not be just using hedging positions because you're gonna pay like borrowing fees and stuff. Chris, the best way, my honest advice, if I was talking to like my friends who knew nothing about crypto, I'd be like, look, wait for Sol to go to 175 to 179, then buy some Sol on there and leave it open and it will run, right? The other thing you can do, Chris, is you can just buy the hype token, and likely that will help you get more hype token. That's like you know what I mean? I personally think that hype will be one of the top 10, maybe even top 5 cryptocurrency tokens by the end of the cycle. It is that much potential. Obviously, that's a huge stretch. We can see it happening. You might get more views, but of what quality? Yeah, I know, but Mike, that's why, listen. Number one, the reason I don't do it is not even because of views or quality. I do it for morals. I don't like deceiving people. I don't need to deceive people. I don't do it. But the reality is, if you want to grow your account, the people who grow their account, the ones who basically put oil, like gasoline on, they're the ones who choose to cut corners and do these things. And because of that, you can see their explosive growth. Meanwhile, I have been on YouTube this is my 5th year, and you can see the difference. I guess 4 years, because I started at the end of 2020, but still, like, you can see a massive difference between like how fast a channel grows when they're being authentic versus when they skirt the line. Okay. Do you take out funds from Solar? Yes. What I do with it, I just paid off some loans. Like I had the Sol there and I had some USDC. That was it. So look, the Sol is just sitting there in some wallets, and I have some in Camino Finance. So yeah. You also sold the Kaito NFT at 12 ETH, really hoping it goes back to 10. Yeah, that's probably around where I want to buy it too. So and that's what I said earlier. Did I not? Maybe you could be like this guy. What the hell? How many of these sell for 1.499? Is that 2 of them? Oh, no, just 1. Okay. Because somebody listed their Kaito NFT for 14.99, but it sold for 1.499 because they got it wrong. Oh, wait, what? There's more. What? Oh, they're just selling it. Are they doing like special offers to the person? What the hell is this? Interesting. There's a similar airdrop to farm like Solaire called Fragmentic. Yeah, no, for sure. I think Fragmentic is like, it's okay. Once again, ask yourself, can you outperform that? You know what I'm saying? Can you outperform like the Fragmetric? How'd you do with Solaire? Maybe that's a better question, Nathan, because that'll give you a better idea of like, is it worth it for you? Because don't forget, like, there are people who put like a lot of money in, they didn't get that much. So I don't really know how the Solaire airdrop was calculated. I was super early. I did all the early quests, right? So if you guys know, I was there on day one doing everything, and I also had like 70 something referrals, right? So don't know how much, I don't know what played into what, right? What's your take on the Sonic airdrop? Yeah, it's not bad. Once again, that's passive. I just put my Sonic tokens on Sonic, and then I have it staked and I have it in the liquidity pool. I shared a guide for it, right? So that and Eclipse, these are all like running without me doing anything. So what is the best price to get into Hype token? I mentioned this on last AMA, 14. If it flips 28 to 30, that big supply zone, it'll likely send massively. So I have a position, so it can go to like a couple $100, or if it goes to 14, I'm putting a ton of money in. In fact, I will likely, at 14, I will likely not have any more ETH. I will just have Hype. Bro, I can't get into Kaito? What do you mean you can't get into Kaito? Do you have a Twitter account? like I'm confused. Why can't you get in? How many eggs do you have in Karuro? Do you think the airdrop will cook? I mean, like I said, I don't know, but the fact that I mentioned it in my top 3 airdrops that I'm farming, what do you think? Like, do you think I'm bullish on this or not? Like I'm confused by your question. It's like, hey, Brown Jen, I know you have like $100,000 or $300,000 in Pepe. Do you think Pepe's gonna go up? No, I think Pepe's gonna go down. So that's why I bought it. I want to understand. Like, what do you mean? No, you don't. No, not for the app. Brew, click on the link in the description to join Kaito. There's no chance it's 800. You're looking at the wrong thing. You want to join the Yap program, okay? Let me just show you. So this is my Karuro, okay? So this is my inventory. I've got like whatever, 8 Ronin, which is $1.28. I got like 5 epic eggs, 10 mythic VIP eggs, 13 core, 25 bronze, 9 golden treasure, 200 Kuro mythic, whatever, right? Just keep earning this stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. Any thoughts on Tell? Not really. I don't touch that token. I've heard about it. I've heard some other people talk about it, but I don't really know how good it is. So I wish I could give you an honest answer. I have no thoughts on it. But what that should tell you is if I'm not touching it and I've got a big portfolio, like it's probably a niche play. So maybe something you put a tiny bit of your portfolio in. I always tell people like, you can't stay on top of every token, right? So try to have like max 5 to 10 tokens that you have a massive amount of, right? And then smaller ones, okay, fine, you just put a tiny bit in. Kaito is asking for requirements. What requirement is it asking you for? Like, what is it asking you for? With Solaire, I only had half a soul from November till TGE, ended up with 3,800 tokens. Yeah, but Nathan, that's pretty good. What else did you do? Did you do all the early stuff? That's likely what helped you. Because I know people who put in like 20 soul and got like a tiny bit, but I think they did it very late, right? So, you know, it's a lot of other factors, okay? Got it. Cool. Got what? Game of Thrones? Can you check out Portal Fantasy? It's a game airdrop as well. You got more than me? Okay, cool. Does that make you happy? I want to be clear here. Imagine how much of a douche I look like if I start being like, look, guys, I got a bigger portfolio than you. I just say congratulations. Like, who cares? I'm happy for you. It's not a contest. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to be like dunking on you guys. And I don't understand the people who have like weird social tendencies. Whenever they like beat you at something, they want to brag about it. Who cares, man? Congrats. It's great. I'm happy for you. Enjoy it. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. It says you don't meet a requirement. I don't know what that means. Like minimum requirements. Really? I was told as of a few days ago they got rid of all that. So I would just check again. It keeps signing you out. Doesn't matter. As long as you sign it once, you got it. It's fine. If it keeps signing you out, restart your computer later and try it again. I think you should be fine. Definitely use my code if you are signing up. Support the brown gent. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Great response. Yeah, I mean, like guys, like my thing here is like, listen, I'm here to help you guys. Like, hey, I want you guys to make a bag, but I also am like, it's just a weird response to like for someone to try to like be like, oh, I'm more than you. Okay, I don't get it. I appreciate you, Mike. Did I play Forgotten Rooms? I did for all of like half 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and then I was just like, I'm done. It's kind of like boring, no time. I actually find Karura really fun. And like it's a 2-week thing. So, made it very, very easy. We'll see how it goes. All right, cool. All right, awesome. We'll be in here for about 50 minutes. Want to thank you guys again for watching. As always, if you haven't already, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to YouTube, follow me on Twitter, check my paid services link down below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Have a good night.